So, before we start today, I wanted to explain something about how I do this whole YouTubing thing. As a general sort of soft rule, I don't like to respond to someone talking about me more than once, because usually the type of person who makes a reply to me, a well-known piss-taking dickhead, is the type of person who doesn't really brain what's going on in that situation. And today's subject has a reply to a reply before, so I was ready to ignore anything else dumb they said about me for all time. However, recently they kind of came back completely out of nowhere to debunk my tweet. Not a video, not a set of arguments, but a freaking tweet. Like, for real, dude. And not just that, but somehow from this single offhand tweet about some bullshit, have surmised that I am the world's biggest hypocrite. Well, fine. That is quite the accusation. Let's see if it has any legs, but be warned. If it is bullshit, I am going to have to take action by taking the piss out of you mercilessly. Fuck the courtroom shit. This is street rules.
Hello there, everyone. If you are watching this video, then you are part of the TTOR army.
Oh god, no, I don't want to be in an army. Screw that. That's work. What, you think just because I'm wearing a suit of armor, I'm spoiling for a good war? Nah, mate, I only wear this because it came in size sexy motherfucker. Do you know how hard it is to buy clothes when you are this attractive? Basically impossible.
An army that is building itself up one subscriber at a time.
I mean, not to be a dick, but, you know, you started it. Like, I'm surprised you have even one subscriber, considering the quality of your content. I mean, damn, look at this shit. What are you, showing your videos on a fucking Game Boy? Why is the banner so goddamn big? I know it's rich coming from an asshole who's a static picture, but still, it's really hard to look at.
As you can see from the title and thumbnail of today's video, today we're once again, for the first time in a few years, responding to the atheist evolutionist YouTuber Sir Sic.
Yes, you are, and so am I. Very honoured. I'm sure that whatever you have to say is fair and smart and not a stupid waste of everyone's time. Oh, never mind. Sir Sic hypocritically condemns creationist for circular reasoning. Yeah, I'm sure this will be good.
Well, why are we doing this?
I don't know, because you have way too much time on your hands? I mean, I do this as a job, and when people say, why are you doing X thing I decided you shouldn't? I'm like, because I can, and I get paid too, motherfucker. But when I see people wasting their time on objectively stupid shit and making themselves look dumb, and they aren't even getting that dollar, yo, I just feel a bit bad for them. I mean, not bad enough to not make fun of them when they do dumb shit, but, you know.
Well, Sir Sic decided to condemn a creationist recently for using circular reasoning.
Condemn? That's a bit of a strong word, when what you really mean is point out that someone said something that's a bit dumb. If I was condemning them for it, I would have said that this makes them a bad person and you should hate them and fire them into the sun. But that's just what I say for all the humans all the time. Doesn't matter what they say, you're all awful. It's just about consistency, man.
And the problem with Sir Sic doing that is that by doing so, he proves himself to be an utter hypocrite.
So he is going to show that by pointing out that someone else is doing something stupid, I am a hypocrite, even though I didn't say don't be an idiot, or that I'm not an idiot, something which is objectively false. I call myself an idiot all the time. I am magically a hypocrite though. I mean, I wouldn't even claim that I have no hypocrisies. I'm sure I do it without realizing it. But the specific reason better be damn good. Otherwise, I'm going to call you a hypocrite for thinking you're making good points when you clearly don't even know what they are. No, I don't care if that doesn't make any sense.
But let's not take my word for it.
Nah, let's have him prove that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That is much more fun.
Here on screen, we have Sir Sic responding to a creationist Twitter user, Apollo Jedi.
Yep, this whole thing, this whole video based entirely on a single tweet. I told you, it's amazing. Although, you know what really pisses me off? It's something that really grinds my gears, rustles my jimmies, and boils my piss all at the same time. I made a fucking typo in that tweet, but by the time my ADHD-addled brain had realized what a terrible mistake I'd made, it was just too late. People had already started responding understanding, having conversations and shit. And I'm not going to just wipe that out because I'm an idiot. But there it sits, mocking me for my big, dumb, stupid brain. Damn it.
Apollo Jedi said, "When you start your thinking of Christ as your foundation for knowledge, you have a shield against delusion from worldly arguments."
And oof, what a big oof that oofed the oof. I mean, seriously, listen to that shit. You make sure that no matter what, if someone shows you proof based in, reality, then you just say, "But Jesus, though," and then skip along on your merry way. It's a way to make sure that you never actually engage with the thing people are saying. And then you wonder why everyone thinks that you are a silly boy.
And I believe this is Colossians 2, verses 2 through 3 that he has underlined.
Is that okay? I mean, is it not a holy book? So is it cool with big G that you just scribble all over it? Maybe draw some stick figure porn in the margins? I mean, it's not exactly a school textbook now, is it? And not just because it contains the educational equivalent of falling off a building, but also, again, because it's supposed to be magic god words. I mean, back in the day, they used to set people on fire for writing down translations of these fucking things, and now it's just fine to cover the thing in fucking biro. What heady times we live in. And here's my perfectly respectable, reasonable Bible scribbles. I think you'll find that it's a massive improvement.
Which is the passage that says that all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge is found in Christ.
I mean, it would say that, wouldn't it? Time and time again, a point that is completely lost on followers of Jesus God in Christ is that the propaganda book for the thing that it wants you to believe is true is going to bang on and on and on about how much it's true instead of, actually demonstrating how it's true. Again, the opposite of how things that contain facts works. Actually, that's not fair. The things that it tries to show as proof of how smart it are also just wrong.
And he wrote a bunch of other verses on the side margin there that are probably related in some way to the passage he underlined.
Okay, way too much analysis on the bit that isn't me. The most important thing in any interaction ever. I mean, I get saving the best for last and building up suspense, but this is just ridiculous. Also, the analysis isn't even good. You are just saying the thing that people can see without actually adding anything to it. Again, the fact that you have any subscribers in your army is kind of wild.
So yeah, I agree with the post that Apollo Jedi made.
Well, no shit. I mean, if you didn't, it's not even a case of disagreement. I don't agree or disagree with what they said. That's not at issue. The problem is it's fucking stupid and is a line of thinking that will make you unable to properly engage with arguments outside of what you already believe. That's a problem.
Sir Sics responded to Apollo Jedi by saying, "It's called circular reasoning. I'm right because my book says I'm right, and that book is right because I say so. You might be convinced by that, but many people aren't that stupid."
Oh, yeah. I'm kidding. It was like a whatever point. I have made better in my career as an online stupid, but the gist is fair. His logic is going to be flawed because if anything refutes a thing he believes, it cannot be right because it doesn't agree with what he already believes. It's not great, and it's incredibly intellectually dishonest. And since you agree with it, well, oh dear would be a bit of an understatement.
Well, Sir Sics, I hate to be the bearer of bad news to you, but...
Dude, I already know that you're going to make a stupid, annoying video. That's why we're here. That, or you are going to demonstrate how that's not specious reasoning that will make someone incapable of properly understanding dick all. Because I'll be amazed if you manage that. Or anything, really.
People are that stupid, generally speaking, and you are one of them because your evolutionary worldview uses circular reasoning to date fossils and to date the sediment layers that fossils are in.
Wow, that's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's so much wrong with that sentence. And one thing that I'm fine with. Yeah, I'm stupid. I know that. Do you know that you're stupid too, but like more so? 'Cause damn, the rest was interesting to say the least. I mean, for starts, evolutionary worldview, that's just gibberish. Evolution isn't a worldview, it's a fact about reality, one that we have come to understand by, studying the world. The opposite of how anyone comes to creationist conclusions. Books say God did it. Time to twist the evidence into that. So to claim that we got there by circular reasoning, well, you are going to have to substantiate that me old China. Not that you will, because it is of course fucking bullshit. Also, the implication of everything you have said so far is that what you believe is circular reasoning, and it's just that, well, you guys do it too. Smart.
And because this is the case, I responded to Sir Sic by pointing out, considering that Sir Sic's evolutionary worldview employs circular reasoning to date fossils and sediment layers, he looks like a massive hypocrite for condemning a creationist for allegedly using circular reasoning.
Oh, clever. Slip the allegedly in there. Big brain move. Not that you're going to demonstrate why that's the case. And they use circular reasoning to date sediments. Let's test that claim, shall we? Let's look it up and see if it says, we know sediment layers are X amount of years old because we think they are, so they must be. Or something like that. And no, funnily enough, dating methods involve a whole heap of shit in order to get the approximate date of various layers. To call it circular is to have no fucking idea how any of it works. And again, well, creationists, so...
And this is not the first time that I've called out these atheist YouTubers for using circular reasoning.
I'm sure it isn't, and I'm sure the last time you were wrong as well. I mean, the only way I can think you are confusing dating methods with circular reasoning is because one of the things we use is relative dating. That is to say, there are things we know the age of, so we can date things nearby with relative accuracy. But these things don't just come out of thin air. There are multitudes of different techniques that have been used to come to the conclusions we have. Not just, I think this might be old, so it must be. That's just not how any of this works, dude.
Back in 2020, I put out a video on my BitChute channel titled Vice Rhino Attempts to Debunk Chris Ashcraft by Appealing to Circular Reasoning.
Excuse me, don't you be bringing Vice Rhino into this. Not that I'm bothered about you impugning his integrity or any of that shit, but this video is about me, and I will thank you to keep it that way. It's trying to hurt my big boy feelings up in here, damn it. I will not be ignored.
And in this video, we see Vice Rhino responding to Chris Ashcraft, the young Earth creationist who runs the Northwest Creation Network. And basically, in an attempt to disprove Chris Ashcraft regarding the flood of Noah, I think was the topic, Vice Rhino admitted that evolutionists like himself use index fossils to date sediment layers.
You see? He admitted it. But your use of words that you clearly don't understand as much as you don't understand evolution or geology or anything else for that matter has confused the idea of what he did with explaining that index fossils are part of the dating process. This is not a fucking secret. It is one of the first things that come up when you bother to look into this shit, as I generally do to come off as unstupid as possible, instead of assuming that I'm right about shit I don't understand because my book tells me so.
And this is circular reasoning. And I can prove this using Google.
If he brings up a fucking creationist website, I am going to lose my shit. And I really don't want that. I have been collecting this for a while now. And if I lose it, I won't be able to use it to enact my plan. Now all I need is Matt Powell's approximate location at all times and a helicopter.
So here I just typed in index fossils on the Google search engine and hit enter. And it says this.
Oh my god, is this going to be his research? The excerpt that Google uses to let you know that you're in about the right place? You gotta be shitting me. This can't be it, can it? If he stops at just this and thinks that he have unproved the dating and evolving boys, I'm not just gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. And I just got that after the other 500 times I lost them. I should really put a bell on those things. Meh. It's not like I need it. I mean, someone's doing just fine without them. Hey, buddy boy?
Scientists specifically use index fossils to correlate strata found in different geographic locations. Index fossils are the preserved remains of plants and animals, primarily animals, that have existed in a limited geologic period, making them highly effective in determining the relative age of a rock layer.
Yes, that is accurate to one part of determining the ages of things in geology. That it's not the only thing they do. There are many steps to the process. And I hope to non-existo that you actually look up more than one more layer into this and go, well, multiple layers into the research. You see, geology puns, haha. Rather than finding the bare minimum and just assuming that you're correct from there.
In other words, according to the concept of index fossils, they use the fossils to date the sediment layers, the rock layers.
No, in other words, that's one thing they use. You didn't look up how do they date sediment layers. You looked up index fossils, and it explained what index fossils are, and not that in-depthly, because this is a fucking Google search quote, not an explanation of how fucking dating works, you goddamn clown.
Well, how do you date the fossils then? If you're using the fossils to determine how old the sediment/rock layer is, how do you determine how old the fossil itself is?
Oh my god, an actual worthwhile question. Who would have known he was capable of such actually worthwhile leaps in logic? Here's hoping he actually reads more than just another fucking Google quote this time. I am not holding my breath.
Well, I decided to ask Google that. I typed in, does the strata you find a fossil in determine the age of a fossil? And according to Google and the evolutionist website Understanding Evolution from Berkeley EDU.
Oh, what the fuck was that question? Seriously, I was hoping that you would search, oh, I don't know, how do they date X layers? But instead, of course, you wrote a question that at best isn't going to get you an answer at all, and at worst, at least in this case, is going to give you an answer that you think goes along with what you already believe. I wonder what's going to happen.
It says, relative dating places fossils in a temporal sequence by noting their positions in layers of rock known as strata. As shown in the diagram, fossils found in lower strata were deposited earlier and thus must be older than fossils in higher strata. This principle is known as superposition. In other words,
here it comes, guys. His misunderstanding of what's in front of him combined with his apparent inability to fucking click a link and actually learn anything.
The fossils are dated by the sediment layers, the strata that they're found in. You see how this works? The fossils date the sediment layers, and the sediment layers date the fossils?
No, wrong. It completely misses that there is way more to it. You are missing out on radiometric dating, dendrochronology, and all the other shit that we use in addition to these things to get an accurate understanding of the age of various parts of our planet and the things in them, you colossal goof. And the worst part is, he called me a hypocrite because all this shit, I didn't even bring any of it up. So you have basically called me a hypocrite because I might believe this thing that you clearly don't fucking understand. And guess what? Now I do have some understanding of it. So I'm a hypocrite because I can click a fucking Google link and apparently you can't. Fan-fucking-tastic.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Sics' channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos. And she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the